What about Gen Z college students and early in career talent? You haven't had the same career trajectory for those who are further experienced, further down in their career, but you all have life opportunities and life experiences, right? You're also people graduating or graduated in some of the most unprecedented times. Think about, what has happened in the world in the last 5 years. Pandemic, you've learned remotely. Then there's been there's a well-being pandemic that's still going on. Then you think about, wars have happened and macroeconomic situation, recession, and now you don't have jobs and stuff. So how do you stand out? Well, first, remember that you have those unique experiences, and you also represent about, in a few years, you're going to be 1/3 of the workforce, 1/3 of the of the buyers in the market as well, and consumers. You understand your market really well, so don't let that be discounted. But what do you do? So my mantra is going to be become an AI augmented apprentice across domains. Because you probably have started working and you're in one discipline, or you're graduating with a major. All of that sort of hunkers you down into one area. What's going to be required is for you to become sort of like a Swiss Army knife, become someone who's good at a lot of domains and be able to do that fast. So what do we do, right? So I think the four things I'm going to cover all together, and I'm intentionally keeping you right next to the mid-career 40 plus, because I think this is important, and this intergenerational wisdom sharing is going to be key for you. First, we're going to talk about how do you map out your AI game, given that you're not an expert in one domain right now, maybe, but what is your AI game to become that apprentice? Make sure that you go wisdom crazy. You seek out, experts in domains like the 40 plus folks, and, get guidance from them and learn. Focus on learning more than earning right now. And then lastly, build your portfolio that helps you become untouchable. So let me walk you through that. So in here, I would say take this framework. Think about a field that you think you want to get into, and start using AI to learn about that field. And again, ask AI, look at job descriptions out there, and that that are sort of like ideal roles that you think that you want to get. Look at different blogs, right? But ask AI, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, whatever you want to use, and say, all right, I want to map out the different workflows, not just from a functional perspective, but also, what do people do when they go into leadership positions? What do they do when for their own self development? And map those out on this, and use that perspective. That will give you sort of the starting point, an idea where the gaps are, and build your perspective there, that okay, where do I want to play here, right? And once I put all of this on this map, and then ask AI to help you build different use cases, and say, all right, what are different possible scenarios that could be happening in different industries, different types of companies? So you sort of like strengthen your mapping using this framework. Then go reach out to people who are further down in their career. I would say look at, again, the 40 plus who've expert at domains. They've had tons of life experience. Don't reach out to them asking for a job. Ask them for, here's a perspective that I'm building around AI. So they will appreciate that, number one. Number two, I want to just get your perspective and guidance. And a lot of time young people ask me that, okay, how do I reach out when I have nothing to offer? You have tons to offer, and especially right now with AI. If you've used AI to play with this and put it on a map, when you reach out to someone and you're saying, hey, I've used AI to learn, I've also done my own homework as well, I've looked at your profile, and I want to understand, make sure that I validate from humans who've had this sort of judgment because they've had actual experience versus AI. They will also start things like, wow, this person is good at AI. And then what you could do is you can offer them to say, hey, listen, if you are also thinking about your map, what I can help you is on helping you figure out different AI tools, and help you build it out for your domain as well. So there's something that you can offer. But reach out to them, ask them for guidance. And once you ask for them guidance, go back to your map